I never like that looking videos and stuff.
Same. Especially passport photos.
It's the worst. I look like Edna mode in my one. And people always laugh when they see it. That's why I show anyone. Twinsies. Hi everyone, it's Ashley again, and welcome back to Saint-Vire's Saint Soaps. I'm here today doing a special collaborative video. I actually have my collaborator here with me, my partner in crime, Andrea. So Andrea, you're from where?
So I have a YouTube channel called Acmo TV, and the channel is about K-pop, K-food, and K-drama. So there's like reaction videos. We're gonna go to some restaurants, eat some Korean food, and we're gonna get in deep with K-dramas and really talk about what they are, and why people do what they do, actors.
How different they are.
Yeah.
I think especially for like us as Westerners, it's a different kind of culture, so it'd be cool to see their different genres that they have. So actually Andrea reached out and contacted me first. She heard about my collaborative offer, which I have going for everybody, and she said, hey, let's do some videos together. So you will find the link down below the video here for the video on Andrea's channel, all her details as well, but I'm actually featuring one of her reaction videos. So please do go check it out. It's really fun to make, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like. But today we're going to be making a soap, which, I mean, it's not really a surprise now, it's K-pop themed. So we're specifically making a soap which is Monsta X themed by their song Trespass, and it features a lot of designs and colors which we took inspiration from their Trespasser music. Trespasser, I do apologize.
Trespasser.
That's a slip up, a Dragon Age Inquisition slip up there. So the video clip actually influenced the design of the soap a lot, so that's what we're going to be showing you today.
Hey guys, Future Ashley here. So, spoiler alert, the soap didn't quite turn out looking the way we planned it. The idea that was in our head and then how it turned out in the soap didn't quite translate correctly. So you're going to get 2 for 1 in this video. You're going to see the not so great looking soap and how it came about, but then when it comes to the unmolding and the slicing, you'll see the final product.
We're going to be showing you today. So this soap will be available online in the store in about a month's time. I will put the exact date when it happens down below, because obviously who knows when the month will be up from when the video's made. But yeah, but without further ado, we'll get straight on into the video, and like usual guys, thanks so much for watching. Hello everyone, I'm back again. It's been a little while, just been really busy with some events and stuff, but we have a really cool video today. As we've explained in the intro, we're doing a collaboration soap, and I actually have my collaborator here with me, Andrea.
What's up, guys?
So Andrea is actually a friend of mine, and she's visiting from interstate at the moment, and so we thought we should catch up together so we could do some videos on each other's channels.
Yeah.
So we are going to be doing a soap today, K-pop soap. Who's it about again, Andrea?
It's about my favorite K-pop boy group called Monsta X and their debut song Trespass. So it's to do with that.
Oh, fantastic. So we are going to be doing a new pattern that I haven't done before and haven't seen in videos before, like on my videos, that is. Other people have done it, but you haven't seen it yet on my channel. So we are going to be doing a black and white themed soap today, but with some cool patterns in it. So we're going to start off, of course, by mixing the cooled lye water in with the cooled oils. They're both at room temperature, and then we'll come back, we'll go from there. So I'm getting better, hopefully.
You're the Mike Wazowski turning into a Sully.
I've never been called something so sweet. Okay guys, so we've just mixed that up. I've just tried to blend it as light as I can for now, because we will be splitting this into, well, 3 containers, but 2 lots for now, because we're going to be doing a horizontal break in the soap. So the bottom half of the soap is going to be just completely solid black, pure black, and then the top half of the soap will be a marbled pattern of white and black. So we will be doing the marbling section afterwards, so I do want to keep it as liquidy as I can, so while I'm working on the black section, it's not going to seize up too fast. So we'll colour the top section in a second, well, in a few minutes, a bit afterwards. But first of all, I'll grab another container. Here it is. And so I'm just going to pour it into this one, and this mixture will sit aside. So then we can split that again into another container between the two, and that will be for marbling. You know what I mean? You'll figure out what I mean in a sec.
Whoa, it's so thick. Oh, that's awesome. It looks like toffee.
Okay, I think that's half. Actually, do you want to put some gloves on? Yes. Just in case, so if you do hold the bucket, you don't
burn myself.
Get anything on you. Yeah, because like I've mentioned before on my channel, so the soap mixture, this is not actually turned into soap yet, so it's still very caustic. It can cause burns and irritation on your skin. Please wear gloves if you're going to be making soap yourself at home or anywhere else, to be honest, because the lye water, which is the chemical agent, has not had a chance to complete the process of turning the oils into soap. So again, we want to make sure that this is, it takes a few days for the lye to completely come out of the water and to become proper soap, so it's non-irritable to your skin. So we want to make sure that this is as safe for us as possible. So at the moment we have just still in here like about half of the container. We're just going to add some black, well, of course it's only black, activated charcoal. So we're going to add some black activated charcoal. I feel like it's additional information you don't need to add. So I'm going to start with half a teaspoon. This stuff usually, like, oh my gosh, it's just like, let's go black straight away. So usually it's enough. We'll see how it goes. So I enjoy using activated charcoal in my products because it's a bit more natural, and as well as it often has some great properties towards our skin. If you find that you have greasy skin, or you work around grease, like if you're a mechanic, or you get really dusty during the daytime, this may be a good type of soap for you if it has activated charcoal in it. It's also great for sensitive skin, or if you end up having acne or pimple problems on your face. So yeah, this just a little something extra in my stuff. So I'm just going to mix this in, quickly add the oil, the fragrance oil, and then we'll start pouring. Okay, so I blended that in pretty okay. It looks darker on the screen than it is in the container. It's still kind of a bit grayish, so I'm going to add another half teaspoon into there. So I'm watching Andrea's face at the same time. She loves watching my videos, but this is the first time she's so excited to see it happen in real life.
It just went like black so quick. I didn't think that small amount would.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy depending on like the color that you use. And yeah, like if you use a mica, sometimes the micas are not as pigmented, so you have to use a lot more mica or whatever it is. But yeah, this activated charcoal, man, it's just like little goes a long way. I've learned that the hard way. But yeah, what we're gonna do is I'm going to be explaining stuff like I normally do in my videos, but especially because Andrew's here, she'll probably have a lot of questions as well. So I do want to thicken this up to a good consistency that it will pour evenly, but so it will set up so that when we do the swirl on top, the swirl's hopefully not going to break through, because I want it to be a nice clean line between the two sections of the soap. So the fragrance oil that I'll be talking about in a second, we haven't used it before, so we've got a nice new fragrance in. But hopefully that won't speed up the process too much and we'll still be able to work with it. So today we are going to be using cucumber melon fragrance. So it's a sweet scent, but
yeah, it's kind of like a candy.
Yeah. It reminds me of little watermelon wedges, like those gummy watermelon slices. I don't know if people have had those. I know they're not everywhere in Australia, but I remember eating them occasionally. So it kind of reminds me of that. Yeah, it does. That's what it reminds me of.
It smells so amazing.
Yeah, so it is a sweet smell, but for me, again, we know I'm not into super sweet smells. I find them very overpowering. I reckon that this is going to be okay. Like, this would be a sweet candy smell without being too... Oh, I've got to take the dropper out. Damn it.
Yeah, to be honest, I was sitting there for like a good minute just sniffing the bottle. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but it smells...
Going back for more.
It smells amazing.
Oh, thank goodness that came out easy. These bottles come with like little droppers in the lids, which are great for if you want to put drops in, but I want to pour the whole thing in. So we're going to be pouring half a bottle of the fragrance oil into this amount, because we will be putting it into the other one as well. Isn't that crazy? Whoa. Look at the color. Whoa. Oh, there we go. Is that half? No, it's not. Whoa. So again, I'm not too sure how this reacts. It works, the acceleration in the soap, so we're about to find out. I'm going to lightly mix it, blitz it with the blender, and then I'll mix the rest in with a spatula, because what happens is sometimes fragrance oils and even colorants, so it's mainly fragrance oils, they can speed up the setting process. It's called acceleration. So if you're not careful, you can like freaking set it like cement in the bucket. It's crazy. Crap. So I can see I've still got color around the edges. I'll take this out actually, and I'll work it over. Sorry. So this is still kind of liquidy enough, and we do want it a bit firmer. I'm going to blitz it again with the mixer so it'll get a bit thicker and pour and set while we deal with the top half.
So what made you start making soaps?
So I actually had the idea like last year. I've had my business for about a year now. It was probably about a year and 2 months ago, like 14 months ago, that I just randomly was thinking, because I love my video games. So I was like, you don't really see video game themes in like soap and body products. And then I was like, I took a break from uni. I had to take a whole semester off because I study online and they don't do like holiday breaks, sadly.
Rude.
But I took a break and got offered the chance to be a part of a government program which helps you start your own business.
Oh, no way.
Somebody was like, well, what's your business idea? And I was like, soap? I don't know. So I was actually watching soap videos on YouTube, and that's where I'd had that thought about, you don't see these kind of themes and blah, blah, blah in soap. And yeah, so I was like, well, why not? So I'm completely self-taught. You know, even if you have been making soap for years and years, I've learned this from other soap makers who've been doing it for a lot longer. You still make mistakes along the way, you still learn. Because the thing is that your soap recipe, you follow steps like you would like making a cake, but every time you use different ingredients, something different can happen. So just like I explained, especially the fragrance oils, depending on the oil you use, it can speed it up or it can be completely your best friend and not affect the mix at all. You know, things can change depending on what you put into the steps of, it's just like making a chocolate cake or a vanilla cake. It's different ingredients. So yeah, I completely self-taught, and yeah, that's what got me into making soap, was watching the soap videos, and then, hey, I want this type of soap, might as well make it. And along the way somebody said, I'll help you start your business. So
that's amazing.
Yeah. So I'll probably do a video another time on, I guess, starting my business and the program that I'm talking about and stuff like that. So we'll pull out the mold now, and we're going to pour that straight in. Thank you. That's what happens when you work on a small bench. You have to put all the pieces everywhere. So we have our mold here. We're going to pour it straight in. And yeah, quickly work on the next soap. Oh, thank goodness, it's still liquidy. Whew. You know me, I'm always like, crap, what's going on? So I was just talking to Andrea. She said, oh, it still looks like a bit grayish. And I said to her, we don't have to worry too much about it, because I do know from past experience that this, even though it looks still like a really dark grey, it will set and cure down to being a lot blacker. So yeah, that's a cool thing about activated charcoal, I guess. So I'm just going to scrape out the container. Oh my gosh, I scared myself for a second. I was like, I didn't put the fragrance oil in. Actually, that's a question I wanted to ask people watching is, do you reckon I should make more unfragranced soaps? So I did have an organic flower range, which was my pre-Raphaelite range, which actually just finished selling out of at the latest event I was at. That one was pretty popular, but I can do other unfragranced ones. So like exactly this, but minus the fragrance, things like that. Do you think that's a good idea? Like, would you be into buying that? Because I do know that there's some people out there who don't want fragrance soaps for various reasons. We're just going to shake this down, make sure it's nice and even. It is going to set a little bit. All right, so now I will set this aside, and we will start on this soap. So what we're going to do now is we are going to pour the rest of it. Oh, this is interesting. It's kind of turned like a browny color. I've never seen that before. Okay. Same oils I always use and everything. Okay, whatever. So what we're going to do now is we're going to separate this again, split it in half, and then we're going to put white in one container and we're going to put black in the other, swirl, put the fragrance oils in, swirl them, and then pour it on top of the black. So by the time we finish doing this, the black should be set enough in the mold so that it won't break through the top. But now I have my lovely assistant Andrea here, my partner in crime. She can also help hold the spatula over, which can break the fall of the soap when we make it. So yeah, just gonna split it up. Oh wait, no, it's normal colored. It was just the light or something. Don't mind me. Oh no, that's like a little drip. That's right. So like even scraping this bit off with my fingers, I can feel the heat from the soap. So soap actually heats up as the, what do you call it? I forgot the important word, the scientific word. I know how to make this stuff. You know, the changing phase. I'm going to put that word on the screen. You watch. It's going to appear right here because I'll remember it later. So as the reaction occurs, anyway, between the lye and the oils and turning it into soap, it heats up. So it gets a lot hotter once it's been setting for a little bit in the whole mold, but I can even feel a little bit of the heat like on my glove when I used it to scrape off the edge there. So for this one, we're only going to put half a teaspoon in because it is a smaller quantity, so it will go blacker quicker. But we will end up mixing the white titanium dioxide, which we'll be using. We will be mixing that with the blender first and then moving on to the black, so we don't accidentally mix it too much. You notice how, the soap mixture, the batter, it's like a really light yellow. It's a creamy color. That's fine. I've used that before. There's nothing wrong with that color of soap. But if you want your soap to be white, titanium dioxide is your friend. So you do have to disperse it in water first before. You can't put it directly into the bucket like I have there with the activated charcoal. So I'm just dispersing in a little bit of water. I've learned to try and only use the least amount of water that you can, because any glycerin rivers are caused by excess amounts of water in the soap. So I've learnt that using the water from my lye, I've reduced that amount, which helps reduce glycerin rivers. And also if I'm going to add any water with oxides or titanium dioxide, then I need to use as little as I can so I don't upset that balance. So this is going to go straight in here. What I am going to do, that when I introduce the fragrance oil into the mix, I am actually only going to mix it with the spatula. Because they are a smaller quantity, it won't be such big of a deal. Also, the reason that it's really actually important to mix titanium dioxide into the soap mixture with a blender, because you can mix it as hard as or as fast as you want with a spatula or a whisk, but you will never actually truly get the bright color of the white until you hit it with a blender. It's really important because I think the speed of the blades hitting the powder probably disperses it a lot better. And there we go. So again, very small amount of mixture. I've only blitzed it because I have noticed that titanium dioxide tends to set the mixture very quickly, and I want this to be runny with the black.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I can feel the heat just touching the...
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And like, again, like I said, as it sets faster, like when I'm making icing for the top of the soaps, you obviously blend that so it's a lot thicker. The closer it gets to setting, so the thicker it gets, it definitely heats up more. So that one's pretty crazy too.
I'm glad you make these videos.
Well, like I was saying to Andrea before, that when it comes to soap making, sometimes I get a bit like restless because I've made a bunch of soaps now. So it's kind of like, yeah, I know how to make it. It's old news. But then I have to remember that it's not old news to everybody, and it's fascinating at the same time. But also the fact is that like I can't afford to like take my mind off when I'm making soap, because any little distraction, that 1 second difference, can mean everything. So you can actually like ruin a soap by like being distracted. I've learned the hard way. Okay, so we'll pour in a quarter now of the container, and then the rest will go in here. Ta-da! So I have a feeling that this will be kind of a subtle sweet smell. So again, this is the first time we're using this cucumber melon fragrance, so we're definitely going to learn and see how it reacts with the titanium dioxide, for example, in the whole mix. We're going to see if it darkens the color of the soap as well. So that's something that's, I find it really interesting. I do like my trivia facts, so I often say to people, did you know that when you add fragrance oil to soap, that it can actually change the color of the soap over time, depending on the oil. I just think it's crazy, like we saw before, the yellow. It comes out like bright yellow. There's one which I use, the strawberry fragrance in the Versailles Vanity soaps, and that one comes out bright orange. Like it's like fluoro orange, but it's strawberry scented. I'm pouring pouring it high, so hopefully it will come down in thin streams, because I want it to be really, oh, now it's getting bloppy. I want it to be really kind of broken up, and a real marbled effect if we can get it. There we go. Okay, yeah, this is starting to set up pretty good. So it's not really moving much at all. I'm sure if I poke my finger in it, it would. So let's still be careful with it. Now the reason with this, I haven't mixed in any of this, because if you mix it too much, like with a spatula, it will start to disintegrate the color. I still want them to be quite separate. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to get Andrea to help me out. This is the first time doing it, so see how it works. So we're probably going to start from this end. So you're just going to reach over and hold this and try and keep it just above the top. And as I pour, we're going to move it along like that. And what that does is it breaks up the direct contact between the two layers of soap, and it won't hopefully mean the soap will like pour straight down. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you can hold that.
Yay.
I'll pull it a bit closer to you if you need to. Yeah. So this is my first time with somebody helping me like this. We'll see how this goes. It should be a lot more controlled. Oh, there we go. Wait, I need to get it on top of the spatula. Whoops. Oh, good. Thank you. We'll go again.
Whoa, that looks amazing.
All right, so it should be safe now.
I'm so excited.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so do you have some left? I just realized, I don't know if we'll be able to do the oil X on top in black, because
It's pretty black.
it's black. We'll do it in another color.
Yeah.
Might be gold or something, so something a little different. Alright, so I'm just going to let this set for a few minutes. Because we're doing icing on top, it's not going to take forever. We will be adding coloured sugar crystals on top though, so I do want to make sure that this is still liquidy enough that I can sprinkle it and it will stick. So we will be back in, well, it will be edited to nothing in a second, but we will be back in just a few minutes.
So you remember how I told you at the start that you were going to get 2 soaps in this one video? Well, this is the second soap. I know you might be thinking, Ashley, you just told us that you were going to put sugar crystals on top of the soap, and you were talking about putting an X pattern design on top for Monsta X, but it didn't work out the way it was supposed to. So instead we opted to go for just a plain, simple pattern. It was too confusing on top with the marble pattern as well as the cross pattern and the sugar crystals all over the place, so instead you get this nice little video clip of me unmolding the beautiful soap. I also made sure I added more activated charcoal in this one, so it is a nice dark black and it contrasts really nicely with the red marbling here.
Hey everyone, so we're here with the second loaf of soap. This is the one which we decided on the design would be the best, and as you saw in the unwrapping, oh my gosh, how pretty is this? I'm really excited. So we took the red out from the top and we put it in the swirl on the inside, which kind of went better with the idea because there's a lot of white in the video clip, but there is lots of black and grey and a little bit of red. So I'm about to slice it up and we're going to see what it looks like on the inside. But first, can I just say that the scent on this, which is cucumber melon, has drastically changed. It's only been, I made this yesterday, and so it's only been like 24 hours and the scent already has changed. And so while it was very sweet and smelled like those watermelon lollies before, it now smells less sweet, less strong in that department, but you can definitely smell the cucumber more. And again, it's not a case of the melon smell has been wiped out, but you can definitely smell the cucumber coming through more. So it's a really nice kind of fresh scent. It doesn't tickle your nose, like it's not a citrusy scent of course at all, but it definitely has changed. And I know from the previous loaf, the first one in the one in the first half of this video, that one I'm still going to sell. You know, that one has been curing for a lot longer than this one. That one also has still changed again. So the cucumber scent does come out to balance the sweetness of the melon a lot more, which is really interesting. And that's part of the reason why we have curing time for soaps, is to allow, you know, colors and scents to mature and come through, but also as well to allow that water to evaporate from the loaf. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to start slicing it up, and we'll see what the inside looks like. And here we have it. Here is the end product of the Trespass soap, which is inspired by the Trespass music and video of Monsta X. So I really like how this turned out. As you can see, the first half of the video when we made the other loaf, it's all trial and error. So in our head and on paper, the design that we had going seemed really cool, but then once we tried to do it into soap, it didn't quite work out. So I like this one a lot better. Andrea, I showed her pictures of it and everything, and she really approved of this, and the smell's developing really nicely. So this soap, to check out when it will be available, make sure that you follow me on my social medias, my Instagram and Facebook in particular, and to subscribe to the YouTube channel and to follow it with the bell notifications to make sure that you know when soaps like this are available. If you'd like to help me design some as well, if you've got inspiration for soaps, make sure to leave a comment or to send me a DM. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next video.